Hello and welcome back to Around the Bloc. Hope you're all doing well today and you're looking forward to another episode where today we are taking on Dinamo Brest and BATE, the two best sides in Belarus, which could be quite interesting. Now, we've played very well in between episodes, so given our form, potentially we could be giving these clubs a run for the money, but also we could be getting absolutely battered. Before we get into what's happened since you guys were last here and the rest of the episode, just a few things to let you know about before we get further in today's episode. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to the brand new Patreons. Timo, thank you for your contributions. I massively appreciate that. And also a massive thank you to Asilzen as well. Thank you for your contribution. I hope I've said your name correctly. Hopefully I've not butchered that like I have done every other name in like every save ever, but I think I've said your name correctly there, so thank you ever so much for your contribution as well. That is massively appreciated. Of course, if you want to get involved in the Patreon, there are links down in the description to do so. Speaking of links in the description, there is a link down there to pick up a copy of Football Manager 2020 on the cheap for £29.99. Perhaps you've been playing Football Manager on a trial period for the past few weeks and the trial period's ended now and you want to get a copy of the game on the cheap, well, you can do that at the link down in the description as well. And also there's a bit of a kickback towards me as well, so everyone wins. Also on top of the screen right now and down in the description there's going to be a link to a video that I did with a chap called Ben the other week. Now he does a podcast called Ben Meets, and essentially he just goes and talks to your favourite Football Manager creators as you get to know a little bit more about them and things like that. And he did that with me. I've been on there twice now. Actually, I did 2 podcasts with him. I did one pretty much when I started my channel when I had about 500 subscribers or so. And then we did one at the very end of last week where I'm now nearly at 15,000 subscribers. So it was quite a big change there. But if you want to go and check that one out, I highly recommend it. And Ben's channel's got plenty of interviews and stuff on there. So there'll be links, description on the screen, things like that. Go and check it out. Much appreciated. Anyway, that is all the housekeeping over. Let's get properly into today's episode. So, since you guys were last here for the unfortunate Belarusian Cup semi-final loss to Islok on penalties in the end, and of course the loss in the derby to Vitzbuk, which was quite unfortunate, we've actually been in pretty incredible form. We started off with a 0-0 draw against Slavia there, which wasn't a particularly interesting game, just a pretty standard game. So I was very pleased in the end to actually pick up the draw in that game because I was coming to the season thinking we're going to get battered week in, week out. So to get a draw there, I was very pleased with. But we went a bit better in the game against energetic BGU. Already played them twice this season in the quarterfinals of the Cup and eventually overcame them there, beating them 3-2 on aggregate. But this time we beat them 2-1 on our home patch with Dennis Farago scoring both goals in that game. And then it got even better with a huge 3-0 win over Gorodea with Tamelo, Znak and the new striker Ilya scoring the goals in that game as well. Ilya being the guy that we've got in on loan from Dinamo Brest, one of our opponents today, which means he can't play in the game against Dinamo Brest, which is a little bit frustrating. But a huge 3-0 win there, followed up by a rather frustrating 1-1 draw with Neiman Grondo. We were 1-0 up for quite some time. We should have made our chances count and we should have scored more goals. Unfortunately, they equalised towards the end of that game and we picked up a draw there. But we managed to bounce back against Islok and avenged ourselves, I should say, for the semi-final defeat by winning 3-2 there as Crazy, Borisov and Moses get themselves on the score sheet in a 3-2 victory. So all in all, I've got to say that is pretty successful. I am really pleased with all of that. And as you can see from the table, we sit 6th right now, which I'm very, very happy with. I think that's a great position to be in. But this does come with a pinch of salt because the teams that we have played so far in all our league fixtures are, as you can see from the table when I get the table back up properly, we've played BGU, we've played Grondo, we've played Rook, we've played Islok, we've played Slavia, and we've played this team here. We haven't played anyone in the top 8 or anything like that, so it's going to get very difficult. But if we want to be surviving this season, we want to stay in this sort of mid-table bracket. That's the aim, really, to sort of finish 12th. That's the aim, I've got to say, finishing 12th. But in order to finish 12th or above, we have to be beating the teams that are down here, or at least not losing to them. So I'm really pleased with how we've performed so far. We've beaten the teams that we need to beat. And actually, we're on 14 points. We're 11 points clear of 13th in the table already after 7 games, which is absolutely fantastic, I've got to say. So I'm really pleased with that. It's a great start to the season, and hopefully we can just sort of keep this momentum going as we take on Dinamo Brest, who are just above us in the table, but did win the league title last time around. And then BATE also, who are top of the table right now and have won countless titles in the past as well. So 2 very good sides coming up today. First of all, it is Dinamo Brest at home, and this is the team that I think could be getting a result against them. The 4-4-1-1 has worked superbly well so far this season, so I'm not really looking to change it whatsoever. That's what Borisov and Crazy over just there. Sakovic starts in goal with a back line of Ivanov, Borisov, Crazy and Galinsky. Tomelo, Shittigel, Znak and Moses start in that midfield partnership there, with Marco in the attacking midfield and Farago starting up front. However, these two apparently not playing brilliantly well together, which is something we might need to mitigate further down the line by a bit more rotation and things like that. But we're winning games, we're not losing games. We've only lost one game all season, that was on camera, so that's not been too bad, to be fair. So I'm pretty happy with how things are going this season. If we can just not lose 5 or 6-0 in today's fixtures, I think we'll have a very successful episode. Right then, kickoff is upon us here today in the biggest game of the season for us so far in terms of the league, I should say, against Dinamo Brest. If we can get a good result against them, that could be indicative of how well we could perform this season. Now, I think top 6 get European football this season as Tomelo's hit the post from point-blank range. How on earth did he do that? How on earth did he... That could have been the breakthrough we needed right at the start of this game to give us a leg up. We could have gone 1-0 up there. We should have gone 1-0 up there. And instead, Dinamo Brest nearly could have gone 1-0 up there by hitting the crossbar. As I was saying, though, it looks like the top 6 go through to European football come the end of the season. And given how well we've started the season, you'd be forgiven for thinking that potentially we could be planning for a top 6 finish this season. I don't think in reality we're going to be anywhere close to that because we have got all the good teams to play as we progress through the season. But if by some chance we manage to finish top 6 this season, that changes things, because I'd be tempted to stay for another season at Naftan if we got top 6 in some European football. I'd be very tempted by that because that's huge. Dinamo Brest, though, are obviously going to be competing for the title come the end of the season. And to win the title, they've got to be beating teams like us. And Dinamo Brest looking to come forward across into the middle. The header, though, put over by their striker. Just before half-time, though, we have a goal kick, which Tomelo gets on the end of. Plays it into Ivanov, which I'm still sort of... It's a bit of a tongue twister saying his name, Ivanov. But I keep saying it a bit weirdly sometimes. So please forgive me for that one. But we have lost possession, although we have just won it back. And Tomelo coming down the left-hand side of the pitch into Shittigel, into Znak. If Znak gets to that wide to Moses, he's got plenty of space to run and drive at goal. Gets it into Farago, back to Moses. And we've done it. We've gone 1-0 up on the stroke of half-time. And you weren't... I wasn't expecting that, so I very much doubt you guys were expecting that. But that is phenomenal, really, I've got to say. That is fantastic. As great little passing manoeuvres. And it's a great shot from Moses for his 3rd goal of the season already. You love to see it. So we go into the break, 1-0 up, which actually bumps us up to 5th in the table, leapfrogging Dinamo Brest as it stands right now. We just need to put on a fantastic defensive display in the second half, and if we can do that, we're going to be picking up all 3 points here today. Don't really know what it is about this Naftan side at the moment, but we are just playing superbly well. I mean, we are relegation fodder. There's no way. We've got no right to be taking on Dinamo Brest and beating them right now. And yet we're doing it. I mean, maybe not for long. There's 30 minutes still to go. And there's a highlight now potentially for Dinamo Brest. Although we have got it cleared. And Farago gets on the end of Tomelo's ball. Gets past his defender into the area. Come on, fall over and win a penalty. Instead, oh, he's shot. He should have just put that across the 6-yard box. They were lining up for him. And you look at the chances that we've created today. We actually should be 3-0 up. We should be 3-1 up, shouldn't we? We should be 3-1, but it's now actually 1-1 on the scoreline there. And to be fair, it was probably coming for Dinamo Brest. But you look at the quality of chances we had. We had Tomelo missing a shot from about there, hitting the post. And then Farago literally had to just square it across the box and he would have had an easy goal, easy tap-in. Instead, though, we've wasted some opportunities and it's now back to 1-1. And to be honest with you, I mean, I'm very pleased with the way the boys are playing right now, but considering the chances that we had got created for us, I am kind of disappointed. Moses looking very tired, but he's in on loan from BATE, so he actually can't play the next game, so we're going to leave him on the pitch to just get really tired. That's absolutely fine by me. Tomelo will come off for Kilman then. Who else do you want to take off the pitch? Let's have a little bit more pace and fitness at the back. So we'll put Krill on for Crazy at centre-back as well, just to make sure the boys can keep up at the back there. We don't want to concede a very late goal. So they're the two changes that we'll make right now with 10 minutes to go or so. Good to see a nice, healthy attendance here today as well. Attendances are massively boosted this season, which is doing some great stuff for the finances. And this result is pretty good for us in terms of the table as well. I look at it and think the quality of chances that we had, we should have won it. But I'll take a 1-1 draw there. I'll take a 1-1 draw because, you know, we came into this game thinking that we were going to... I mean, I'm going to say unlucky, boys. It wasn't our night out there. We should have won it. But we came into that game thinking we were going to get absolutely battered. And to pick up a point, I'm happy with that. Remember as well, they were the title winners last season. They were title winners last season, as Kilman apparently picked up a gash lower leg at the very end of that game against Dinamo Brest, so it's out for the next game. We do need to make sure we rest every single player here, though, because the game against BATE is up in 3 days' time. So we need to make sure all our players are fit enough to compete in that game. Props to Arsenal as well. I mean, they are in 12th right now, but they were favourites to come bottom of the table this season. But they are winning some games, getting some draws as well, and not losing games, importantly. They've won. The table says, if we can find the full league table, Arsenal have won 1, drawn 4, lost 3. So actually, to be fair, they're not losing games, really. They're not losing them. We've lost 1. Not many teams have lost less than Arsenal, to be fair. So they're doing pretty well. Keep it up, Arsenal. And very quickly, the game against BATE has come around. Already, there's got to be a very quick change there because Moses cannot play against his parent club. So he's going to come off for Dmitry Binchov. Kilman has also got to come off because he is injured. So we are out of backup players for the wing. So Tomelo and Binchov have got to last the entire game. Instead, though, we can bring back Ilea or back onto the bench as well because he's obviously not playing against his parent club this time. And Gompi Hartmanov can find his way onto the bench as well. Personnel from the first team, though, I don't really want to change it because it did so well in that first fixture. So we'll stick with it and go again. Come on, lads. Right then, kickoff is upon us once again today. BATE, the biggest team in Belarus, probably the most successful team in Belarus as well. They are up against us today, and we've just saved a set piece from them there, which is going to give Sakovic quite a bit of confidence, I think. That's their first shot of the game, and I think it's going to give them some confidence as Farago picks up the loose ball there and has found a way through the BATE defence. Farago comes very close there, and I think has given BATE a little bit of a scare. If we can grab an early goal in this game, that will do us wonders as Tomelo puts a corner into the middle. Farago at the far post, can't quite get on it. Shittigel gets it though, and that is the early goal that we needed. Andre Shittigel has done it. He's given us the lead against BATE, and that is absolutely fantastic. Tomelo's corner coming through, cleared by their defender. Shittigel heads it, and does the keeper sort of bash it into his net a little bit? Can I watch that again? I feel like the keeper gets on the end of that just a little bit. He does, he touches it slightly. You can see the sort of ball movement a little bit there. He does touch it, but can't turn it away from goal. Shittigel gets the open here inside of 10 minutes, and we're 1-0 up against BATE. You know, I was expecting, I said at the start of the episode, if we don't lose 5 or 6-0, that's an accomplishment. I was expecting us to lose 5 or 6-0, but we have done phenomenally well in these 2 games today against arguably the 2 best sides at the moment in Belarusian football. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, though, as BATE do come close there from that free kick. We do still have a vast majority of the game to go, so let's just calm down and just sort of hope for the best more than anything else, I've got to say. It can all change in a heartbeat as Dmitry Binchov keeps hold of possession, plays it into Znak, up across to Tomelo. Tomelo to put a ball in the middle, gets past his man. Tomelo, Farago, nearly scoring that one there as Arsenal, after I praised them massively, are now losing 5-0 to Shakhtar, which isn't great for Arsenal, really. Perhaps I shouldn't praise. In fact, if I praise teams and they don't do very well, BATE, I've already praised them loads. I've said they're the best team in Belarus, so perhaps that's good enough for the game to realise that I think they're really good and they're going to lose a game for some reason. It's all psychological. That's what it is. It's all psychological, Football Manager. 10 minutes into the second half, though, and we've got another chance to come forward as Marco has a shot, but it's a little bit too tame and saved by the keeper. I was kind of expecting BATE to go on a bit of a counter-attack there, but they haven't. Instead, they do a free kick on the 60-minute mark, and I think they've just been given a penalty. Apparently, their man was shoved by Crazy, and BATE now step up to take a penalty. Come on, Sakovic. We've not seen you save a penalty at all yet, but you don't need to save a penalty because he put it wide, he hit the post, and now we are still 1-0 up against BATE. very reluctant to change the things in the team right now because they're all playing so well. Apart from Binchoff, but we can't take him off because we've got no replacements on that right-hand side. I don't really want to change too much. We might maybe bring another centre-back on just to have a bit more fitness at the back. That's surely offside. That is surely offside. Why is that not offside? Referee, that was offside. I swear to you, that was offside. All right, we can't. I'm going to watch this again properly. We can't actually see if he's onside from this or not. I mean, I presume he can't be, can he? Because the goal is standing right now. But let's just watch this again quickly so that this comes in. We're looking out for number 6, aren't we? Number 6. He's not offside. He really isn't offside. So the ball, yeah, he's miles onside. Okay, let's leave that. Well, they brought it back then right at the end. We've got a few minutes left. Farrago off, Ilya on then. Well, let's give that one a go. Let's see what happens there. Gompi in the middle is probably needed. Let's bring Gompi on there, and we'll also take off Borisov for Krill just to try and make sure we have a little bit more pace and fitness at the back for the final few minutes to just ensure that BATE can't get forward with their new strikers and attacking midfielders that just come onto the pitch or so. 4 minutes ago, though, I think we have just about mitigated a last-ditch attack from BATE. We've drawn this one 1-1 as well, and to be fair, I think this probably is a bit more reflective of what actually should have happened, a 1-1 draw. I mean, I'm still trying to say that we should have won that game against Dynamo. Who did we play? I can't remember who we played now. Dinamo Brest, that was the one, isn't it? Dinamo Brest. We still should have won that game, I reckon. But that 1-1 draw with BATE, I think that was probably the correct result. But what am I saying? I mean, they are two incredible results, and I'd have bitten your hand off for those kind of results at the start of the season. So to be slightly disappointed by them, I think is incredibly positive. So we are doing amazingly well. Amazingly well. I still can't believe this start to only lose one game so far this season in a higher division with some teams that are a lot better and have a lot bigger budgets than us. Just look at the salaries per year. BATE pay their players £2.56 million per year. Dinamo Minsk pay them £1.4 million per year. We're on 132k a year. That's half of what Arsenal are doing in 15th. We are so minnows. We don't count for anything, essentially. We are so small as a club financially, and yet we are doing incredibly well. Very pleased as well with our attendances. They've really improved from last season as well, and we don't have the biggest fan base as far as I'm aware, but to be up there, 11th place, over 1,000 people per game coming, that's pretty decent. I mean, more of you guys watch these episodes than turn up to our home games, which actually is more impressive, I would say. But still, I'm very pleased. And now that is 7 games in a row unbeaten, which is also very, very good. So we are having an absolutely incredible start to the season. I'm just delighted with it. I'm so happy with it all. So looking at the fixture list, we've got 2 more games in May, and then it looks like we have a month off until June for some reason, as some sort of, I don't know, an early summer break or something like that. Not too sure. So we'll play all this off camera. And then I think we come back for the games against Torpedo and Vitsbutsk. So I think we do that next time around so we can play that derby once again. Because obviously everyone loves a good derby day before we start to get on more with the second half of the season and stuff like that. So that's the plan. Join me next time for another episode. Hopefully we'll keep the run going. And that'll be fantastic. If we can keep the run going, we'll have to move our expectations to like a top 6 finish rather than a top 12 finish or something like that. Either way, thank you ever so much for watching today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have done, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.